All right, so a little bit about math. This will be pretty much, I think, a pretty short one. Uh, there we go. So how many decimals to report is a question that people often ask. I can't give you an answer. There's no rule other than context. We'll have some statistics that go from 0 to 1 in this class. So, 2 or 3 decimals even would be appropriate. We'll have some statistics that are very, very large, whereas just 1 decimal would be appropriate. It really depends on what statistic we're talking about. You can see here, you can get really precise with statistics, but a lot of times it's not particularly useful. So you can see 230.108 miles, 230 would really transmit that information well enough. Again, some statistics, probabilities and correlations are measured on scales from 0 to 1. So 2 and 3 digits there are meaningful. Useful to remind folks that statistical programs will give you 7 or 8 decimals. We don't know 1/1,000,000% about anything is the nice quote that I like to bring up. If you find yourself reporting 6 or 7 decimals, it's probably too many. Rounding, most of you know this, something like 6.546 gets rounded to 6.55, 6.543 gets rounded to 6.54. You can see a few more examples here. What's important about rounding, and the big point to make here, is don't round your answers when you're doing calculations. Round at the end when you provide your final answer. This is particularly important with those statistics that are on a small scale, like a correlation that we'll see later, those things that go from 0 to 1. If you round as you're doing problems, you can actually get an answer that's pretty far off. Something we'll see in a lot of formulas in this class is what's called summation. And that's noted by this symbol. This is the uppercase Greek symbol sigma. We'll see most statistics use a good number of Greek symbols to indicate things. All this it tells us, when we see this, it's the signal that we're going to be adding some stuff up. And that's commonly referred to as summation. So adding stuff up is what you should think when you see that sigma. Order of mathematical operations. When to do what? This can be pretty important, as you can get really off track doing calculations if you're not going in the right order. The acronym that most people learn is PEMDAS. Please end my day at school is how I remember that. Parentheses get done first. If there's stuff inside parentheses, do that first. Exponents, square, square root, do those next. And then we have multiply and divide. These could be in either order, actually. And then add and subtract are the next piece. Again, important, because if we do things in the wrong order, we're going to get the wrong answer. Just as an example, here we've got a column called X and a column called Y. You might see something that says sum X. All that means is take each of those scores and add them up, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Similarly, we might do the same for Y, and we just add up each of those Y scores. So that's all that summation sign is telling us. We might see something a little more complex. Sum XY. This is going to tell us for each pair, multiply the X by the Y, and then add them up. So we're going to multiply first, and then do the adding. Sum of X squared. Here we again do the exponent first. So square each of those X values, 1 squared, 2 squared, and so on, and then add them up. Other things we might see, sum of X in parentheses squared. What this would mean is we add the scores up because they're in the parentheses, then we square it. So what's in the parentheses first, and then the exponent. All right, that's it for this section.